Welcome back, fellow YouTubers. This is G-Body Auto back at you again. Working on a 2011 Buick Lacrosse. Hub bearings, front hub bearings, making noise. Starts about 15-20 miles an hour. So it's the front. So we're gonna get started here with this car. There's some aftermarket wheels, so I gotta get my hex tool and take off that cap. All right, we got the cap off, and they got the specialty lug nuts. So thankfully, owner kept this in here. So take that off. I think this is a 19. Usually they take those 19 or 21s. Yeah, it's 21. Gotta get one. All right, got the 21. Take all 5 of those off. All right, got those off. Now remove your wheel. Of course, before you start jacking up your car, make sure you got your jack stands. I got mine on both sides. That way you're safe. All right, so hopefully I got that nut in there. Anyway, so we'll be taking off the brake caliper. So those are probably 17s. Let's check it. I'm completely wrong. Those are 21, the same socket we use for the lug nut tool. So 21, get you a swivel or extension. You see how that's gonna go straight. It might hit that, it might not. So I'm gonna put my impact on it and see what happens. Okay, y'all, so I switched from doing the top and I did the bottom one first. That way the pressure be on the top one. And I don't have a bungee to hold my caliper up, so it won't snap the brake line. So make sure you have a bungee. I'm gonna grab mine right quick. All right, I got my old bungee set up so I can hang the caliper on there and the weight can be on that. So I ended up just turning my wheel to the driver's side so I got more room for my impact. Now I can go straight in there. Even though it's hitting that a little bit, it'll be able to take that bolt off. See, it's starting to strip a little bit. So still need a little extension or a swivel. All right, I went with the extension. There we have it. You might hit some of that plastic back there, but it'd be all right. All right, so now we got them bolts off, and then we'll hang the caliper up there. All right, there we go. You might have to adjust it, whatever, a little bit to bring it up further, but it's safe now. So now we're gonna take off that center hub. I'm not sure, is that a 32 or a 34? Hopefully I got one. Try this 34. It's a little bit too big, so it's probably 32. There we go, 32. Before I do that, I'm gonna attempt to take this star bit out, this screw that just holds the rotor in place. You don't really need to replace that because the wheel holds everything tight in the nut. But sometimes they strip out, like I said in my other videos, but I'm gonna try to make that work, tap it in with a hammer and then try to get it turned. And it's actually a good idea to soak them with PB Blaster. That's what I usually do. I'm probably gonna give them a quick little couple squirts on both sides. Yeah, I'm gonna take off that other wheel on the other side and do the same thing. All right, got both of those sprayed. Use the good old PB Blast. Now try to attempt to take that star bit out. And the number on that is a T. Probably can't see it. It's a T30. So just put that in there, and I'll give it a little tap with the hammer just to set it in real nice. Then I'll use my little ratchet drill to see if I can get it off. Came off flawlessly. Gave a little tap and held it in there with my hand, and then just put that on your drill and take it off. All right, so now I'm gonna get for the big mama, the 32 here, and get that center bolt off. Let's see here. Sorry, y'all, I don't have a camera stand still. I keep on talking about it every few videos. I still have yet to get it. So what happens when you're busy. So we got that off. See the rotor is already loose there. Sometimes you have to knock it off with a rubber mallet or something like that, but the rotors look good too. I think somebody recently changed these brakes. But good and rusty. Good and rusty right there. All right, so we got 3 bolts here on the back side. One right there, one up there, and one on the other side there. So those are probably 17s or 19s. I'm gonna try the 19s since I already have it there. See how tight that is. That's a 17. That is an 18. And so it's very tight at this angle. I got it on there. But I probably will turn that wheel back some. I don't know if it's gonna give me much room though to work with. So it's on this one for now. I can probably, yeah, I'm gonna have to turn the wheel back and forth to get those 3 bolts out. So just work with it and I'll let you know what I did. Okay, I sometimes do this. Sometimes I just go and get a shorty of the same one. Sometimes the impact sockets are just a little bit thicker, and so they won't go on there as good. So I got that on there, and that seemed to fit a lot better. Look what happened. As soon as I unloosened that bolt, just the vibration made that fall down. I didn't have it tightened up, but at least it caught it. It would have probably snapped that brake line. So it's very important to have that. See how tight this bolt is in there? Now GM know they wrong for that. I had to put it on there and then tap it with my hammer. I mean, tap it with the extension. So that one you will fight with a little bit, but it'll go on there. And for that last one on that side, we'll just turn your wheel back to the passenger side. This one's a little better, it's a straight shot. And remember, after you take that 3rd one out, if you take out your speed sensor. All right, the speed sensor should be 10. If you don't take that out, you can break it, and more likely will break it. Sometimes these things are so corroded, you have to get a pair of pliers to pull them out. This one just slid out. It's probably the easiest one I've ever done. Just set your bolt back there so you won't forget. Then now it's time to knock this hub bearing out. So get your hammer, like so. And then you just tap on it from the other side, really, because this shield is in the way on this side. So just tap at it. Really should have my wheel turned back now, but yeah, I'm gonna turn it back. And also you can put this back on there with this nut and give that a tap. That way I knock the axle back. Couple little taps. I know I'm not gonna be able to hold this camera and do this, so just work it around. You want to try to hit it on both sides, work it out evenly, much as possible, but it will knock loose depending on how rusted it is. So I might squirt a couple of things of PB Blast behind there also. Man, I'm telling you right now, that was a tough cookie. I got it a little crack on one side started. Usually it's the side where this is open at, you want to start hitting. And I just want him to spray some more PB Blast in there, kept on knocking it. Once I got enough, I use one of these pry bars, put it in there and knock it in there, then kind of work my way around little by little until it opened up. So it's pretty corroded, as you can see back there. Definitely need to be changed. So there it is. So I'm gonna clean that up a little bit around the surface and then put my grease on there and see what the new one look like. All right, got my surface pretty clean. I like using these Harbor Freight or Parts Store, Hardware Store. That thing, a couple seconds and you're clean, ready to go. So you see the corrosion, what keeps these things being so stuck on there. So I'm gonna get my high temp grease, give it a little lubrication around there. I need to clean up the inside of that a little bit too. I hadn't touched that. So sometimes you need to get a manual wire brush to get in there real good. Then you can put your grease in. If you got an air compressor, get your blow tool. Just blow that loose dust out. Keep things a little clean. So I'm gonna put some grease up in there, and then we'll open up the new one. All right, there's my manual wire brush. Got up in there a little bit more. I coat it with the grease, and you see the new one. Oh, a new one. So this vehicle has under 100,000 miles, like 98 or something like that, 98,000 miles. So these are probably the originals. But yeah, it was time. So we'll pop this baby in there and go in reverse. You might have to play around with the axle a little bit to get it slide in there and in place. Even if you have to turn your wheel, go back in there, turn your wheel left and right. The axle is not attached, so it's not going to turn completely. You might have to turn this with your hand, but just play around with it, you'll get it. There was a little bit of a fight getting those three back into the back, but I would suggest putting the bolts in the back first, because sometimes putting it back on the axle is it's pretty tight. So put it through those three bolts through the hose first, and line it up, and then try to get a few threads going and then tighten them up. So and while you're back on this side, don't forget your speed sensor. Look like that bolt came out, fell out somewhere on me. I gotta find that now. All right, we got the nut back on. Now it's time to put your brake shield back on, and then your rotor, and then your caliper. You know what happens when you move too fast? I didn't put my brake shield on first. Now I gotta take that back off and put it on. So I'm finally back after leaving it off. Then I couldn't get the old hub bearing back off. I mean the new hub bearing back off for some reason. I don't know, it's very weird. The nut started to strip a little bit. Went to the hardware store, try to get a couple bolts so I can try to bag off the hub bearing. It's a certain way you can bag them off by using 2 bolts, but anyway, that didn't work out, so I got it to work out. So anyway, about to get that caliper put back on. You see the nut is on there, and I'll be done with this side. I'm gonna do the other side tomorrow because I gotta leave here in about 30 minutes. So this wasn't expected, but it's almost done. Now, of course, your rotor goes on first, but when you go to put your caliper on, as long as you didn't step on the brake, and you shouldn't have went in there anyway, but just wiggle it on there. Just make sure you spread out the brake pads before you start putting it on there. It'll slide in there. It'll be snug, but it will slide in there. You just wiggle it, and of course, you see right there, you have to line it up for the 2 bolts. So, which I think those bolts was the 19s that we had. So I'll get these wiggled in there. So that's these 2 bolts are the 21. I said 19. I've been all backwards all today, so I apologize. I'm all over the place. Not feeling well. Supposed to have been done with this. Everything's kind of out of whack today. So tighten those 19s up, and then of course double check, make sure you got your speed sensor in there. I feel like I just literally said 19 again. Those 21 millimeters. Yeah. All right, so we got that back. Now you can turn your wheel back and put your wheel on. Okay, got the wheel back on. If y'all ever hear a little scrubbing sometimes the brake shield is rubbing in one area. I can see it right now, rubbing down there. So you just bend it back some. Get your pry bar or something like that, and just bend it back. And I did mess with that before, so I gotta bend it some more. But anyway, one little thing. This was it's not the factory wheel, custom wheel, whatever you call it. Anyway, it has 2 different bolt patterns. This is not a universal wheel. Even though they're called universal, they only fit 2 lug patterns. So people, I don't know what to say here, but I'm thinking about when people try to resell these, like on Facebook Market and stuff like that, stop saying universal. Because some people are not car people, I understand that, and they think because it's universal it fits every car, and that's not true. It's only going to fit 2 different lug patterns, and that's the reason why they call them universal. But anyway, that was just a little quick point, because not everybody, some people do that. They list that their wheels as universal and fit every type of car, and it's not true. So it's good to get you a wheel gauge. That way, if you run into some rims, used rims you want to buy, something like that, you'll know what size they're selling and what size you have. Just a little point there. But yeah, I'm gonna put this the cap back on, and this side will be done. I'm gonna push back that brake shield plate. All right, y'all, we got the wheel on there. Got the wheel, got the dust cover pushed back so it can stop making noise. So it's ready to go. I'm gonna do the other one tomorrow, like I said. So that's it for the hub bearing for a 2011 Buick Lacrosse. So hopefully you don't run into any major problems like I did. It wasn't really major, just I forgot to put that brake cover on, and then I couldn't get the hub bearing back off. It was like sometimes the bolts will strip out a little bit. You can see on this one, this is from the other side, but sometimes they'll strip out a little bit. But you can clean up the threads a little bit as long as it ain't cross-threaded. So this side will be tomorrow. All right, got it up in the air and the bolt off. So hopefully this one will be easy peasy, and it'll be another one done. So, yep, I'm right back at you. I know I said I wasn't gonna do this side, but it's supposed to rain tonight and I think all day tomorrow. So already got it done. This side I probably got done in 20 minutes, 15-20 minutes. It's amazing how you run into a problem and it can take you 3 hours, and then one side will take you 20 minutes. So everything went smooth. Back on, about to pop the wheel back on and be done. So I had to come back and tell y'all that. So this G-Body Auto coming back at you with another one, 2011 Buick Lacrosse, front hub bearings. Probably will take you between an hour, hour and a half. Hopefully it doesn't take you 4 hours when something goes wrong. So save yourself some time and money, do it yourself, learn something and pass it on. G-Body Auto, thank you for watching.